Alright, abusia yimbo bibia akwaba. Honorable Steven Amoah dodo na boni samnane Sticka nhyiaye so member of parliament na so bobeka ya na nse omukopiem one of the universities ana yewura Canada Japan ni campaign eni oni test confo ekuhyiaye na we na Sticka gi microphone no chemu a oso no de the reasons why Christians enyeden entiminto aba Mfama Muslim no clear because the margin na in fact same way ena anto Muslim for masum ye a omaba bontin one alibia ba bontin a we issue statement ochiremo the Zongo youth for Islamic no odomano we issue statement say honorable Sticka mra bontin may apologize for statement and say ntisa they will take it on the way ena Sticka ba bontin abekan say but they didn't kind of yendi kind kohwe video na honorable Sticka kan ni nsem no iwia na yaba bitie de etoaso.
How to make a decision that MPP can win for us. Main committees in here, people are testing me that it's a joke. Mr. Biafra, make the Bawumia school because this man committee we need. Opokuwari, we need. They call bêàt acquisition. Amas, they call this man committee we need. I'm starting to go I stand for the truth. And I can even be killed. I don't care. And the nation will be actually be sky. And now will be as the sun. Say, if I come in Kwan and I'm going to be a president. If my decision will be different. But we want power. And I go get it here. Go taxi rank. Go market places. Go Accra. Go here. Oh, be a Canadian Japan. Now they are telling us if you know why and now overall interest in your pen. Ghana has some of them. Obi on your politics because of money. Obi on your politics because of non-core. We live in a country that there's too much deception. A good deep Trump. And the Bible never lies. The Bible said that we are in the world, but we are not of the world. If you and Trump but some of us have seen the truth. Mikasa, why you see others? No, that's what I'm talking about. But the people are saying that Mofa Canadian Japan bread to whatever you put away, I disagree with anybody that vote based on religion. Because the Bible says good things about Muslims. I've read the Bible. They are from Abraham through Ishmael. And God told the Muslims that when Ishmael and their mother were leaving the house, that I will multiply. Please listen. Hello. No, it is good that we listen because people lie. God told Muslims that He will let their descendants become expanded and played like the seashore sand, and that He was going to reveal the hidden treasures of the land to the Muslims. If God is real, don't deceive yourself. Whether heaven or hell, there is God. And that truly, practically, all over the world, where you find Muslims a lot, we have oil. Am I lying? So who can say Muslims are not from God? But whether we like it or not, Christians hardly want to vote for a Muslim leader. It is a fact. This one, I had a problem. Some pastors had actually set up WhatsApp platform before the election. We all know why are we lying to ourselves. Even though I disagree with them, it was a fact. Yes, a man can. At least, yeah, technology said, and your problem, but we can find solutions to them. Rather than saying that, and your problem, what do we do? How can you go and see the doctor? You have a problem with your knee, your head, your stomach, your soul. And he said that, oh, doctor, it's only my head. Can you be killed? No. So even though I disagree with them, it doesn't even make sense for somebody to vote based on religion. This is what they believe in. Until we get to the time and the point that civilization will be expanded enough for people to know that religion has got nothing to do with leadership.
Enti we ensema honorable Steven Amoah Sticka editu edwa. Na we ana ali one ali se onti ase Okopis FM na ya kese kukuruku dwumadie no se watake afri omuka ne sen owura ye frɛ no Kwame Sefakan ni nsɛm enti ɔno mum ɛna sisi ɔyɛ kukuruku dwumadie no na we na no ni nana ya okesi etwetwe nkomo ɛna ɔkase saka na Sticka efiri n'anum bae na enye abusafo mpese mekasa bebre yenko na yenko tie ali no anum asɛm na on the same platform on the same program no nana ya okesi the producers ebesian frɛ honorable Sticka ama ɔno nso ɛde nanu disem aba beto dwa ɛfa sansem we ho but interview na nsi ɛna nana ya okesi twa Sticka no because na Sticka osusu sɛ ensɛm a nana ya okesi ɛka no sebi ono na odi bi kan wama enkofo Zongo youth omo de letter babo ntin no mobu afumo yenkotie nsem no na yekoba yebeto aso
na we say politicians qua religion any tribe here politics to see honorable Kennedy Japan we as the Zongo people are ye fan say or ye bra because they be can say honorable Kennedy Japan or kayo. It is very unfortunate you honorable one Dr. Steven Amoah Oka Assembly Katre MPP delegates are now to say TESCOM members say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia one winning election no because of a Muslim into Christian for no omu anya ready omu betu Obama Muslim no be president. This particular statement is a false statement and also a dangerous statement because as a Muslim we live together with Christians in Ghana as brothers and sisters. Zongo, most of the Zongo communities, to say Nima, Ayawaso is Accra. Muslims need Christians, omu live peacefully. In fact, to me, Chirese way or a Muslim, and now way or a Christian, because Opia Kasanua, a Hausa no Muka, that was Zongo community, except maybe on Sunday when Christians head to their churches. So the politicians who are supposed to uphold our democracy begin to promote religious politics. Isn't it that dangerous part that threatens our national unity? It is very unfortunate. It is not even just an ordinary politician who makes that derogatory statement where a member of parliament, a former deputy minister in Ghana here, into onya ni pakitwa no ka atemwe and enya yeah as Zongo youth movement ye share atemno beyond Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The message enye Mahmoud Bawumia no ka nyasem is message implying that no matter how brilliant a Muslim's ideas or policies are, Christians will never vote for them to lead Ghana or to hold the highest political office, which is the presidency. We as Muslims, we as youth, Zongo youth movement, we have a strong conviction that that particular statement, a false. And then say Christians, omu ready say, to Obama a Muslim. In his statement, a very dangerous, divisive, and the statement is a direct insult to the intelligences and values of we Muslims across Ghana. Intinedi krata way to abonti say ombra no mbabe retracti any on apologize. So Osia maybe or a member of parliament or a powerful politician Ghana into on yati but yes, we are better trying to say, yes, we are free Zongo. Zongo is for peace, Zongo is for unity. But if you want to distract the people of Zongo, yes, we are better distract you.
Now, what to say?
Danko Pando, me hoye pa.
Ebe radio say. Ngoma hote say na me abrante etwetwen. Abrante say okakuo bi from Zongo Youth Movement ho. Na wo kan sem bi ya efa Muslim any Christian for abatwo ensem ho. Na o ma adwene mu no. Sa nsem na wo di tu dwa no. E kasa edem papa mu eba omamu. Wo yi ho ano say.
Edase anope mechia yetiefo. Na madam asese mama me akonya. Na bimiana or Casano. Pacho also the same. Hello?
Yes, sir. Or the Abdullah Ali.
Ali.
Abdullah
Ali. Bimia and some na Ali Ekano. Mini Nisa Ali na watie tape no. Edin tape na Oma kra nkrofo krombes omu dibone creating tokwano. Oma edeteno Ali untie bi. Nti wenya abotre. What you say? Ali we are on for the number and mammy namin family dear man. Namin send the tape no man. So me send my tape me money we are Ali on for Bible and our Quran because if we are singing a book Cassian Yenua a here a free Yankopon a Quran Bible. Or here the anyway no so Quran still am I bonny, me pacho, me baba pacho. I am true. I can me papa, the Adam no. Yes, no, Mohammed, in the same come for. But ni na kan di ni ye bodi nti mi di na ya bodi mi fie me auntie e de Fatima sabi you sakurata there me papa do be Christian but because my father had money na me na TV en kamo fon hye kura no na ye disubi to the extent say enu nti ye kura no e fie na abawe na ma je sakamuni ku no cause I haram say obi onye kamuni be ku nti me da maka say ti anka na me yakora Mr. Trenta meka e tofa ni nyina no kroma yidf o ma de ma send him a piece FM no pa mo nkyere no so mbenya time o wie no se ma ebone because look a former members of parliament any present member of parliament any doctors ni bi they criticize me to say they are leave me send him a wom anope ya baako anope ya oh I'm very sorry that's why you didn't spoke well of Islam. All that I said was say Ghana ebinom enin se Islam Quran no sabi a Bible no kasa good about Islam na enkramofo ai omo panyi anase omo ye Ishmael asefo Ishmael ne papa ne Abraham a Christopher omo ye Isaac asefo Isaac ne papa ne Abraham. So even the Bible talks so well about Muslims because time Nyankopon ka say Ishmael ne mame because of efien talk rivalry o you ma fi no o kitro me say obema o ma sia dore te say empoano anwa na God was going to reveal the hidden treasures of the land to them into here baby ankamofo to owiase nyina dodo na na ho na fa woni sika wo enti obi kitro say Islam enye say de say ye ne Christopher bi ka enye no koreda memo there's always a struggle of dominance between Islam and Christianity from even over 100,000 years ago up to now. Now, some people vote, some Christians, I use the word, will hardly want to vote for Islam leader, and I'm sorry, Muslim leader, and vice versa. That is Muslim, so, and this is a fact.
Okay, but
let me handle this before Pacho. But I disagree with them. I even went to the extent of saying, "So, woman would vote on religion." It's even nonsense. He said that.
Okay,
it's in my tape, and I said that. But it's a problem.
Hello, Doc.
Here.
Hello, Doc.
If we want to solve it, we need to acknowledge and find solutions to it, rather than sweeping it under the carpet and behaving that it's not a problem. Boss, in summary, before God I said, I will send the video to you. You can play. That is what I said.
Okay.
So if Ali thinks this is a problem, I don't care. I'm nothing. Who am I not to apologize? But I haven't said, even if they didn't change the story, it's a lie.
Okay. So, okay, say, some Christians will hardly want to vote for a Muslim. Yes, sir.
Will hardly want, even they've taken away the sum. But even if I said that Christians will hardly want to vote for a Muslim, but is it not true? I saw my pastor. I attend CTC in Kumasi. It's very bad. I have to bring in this because ethically is not good. I wanted to even leave my church because of this whole Islam Christian thing. Everybody knows this in Kumasi. It was even published in one of the online. I went to stop them. What you say? Look, before we voted, my brother interviewed me. Went to in Ghana here that some pastors had a secret platform. They were speaking and praying against us. And then somebody brought it on air. We're all discussing in Ghana here. Why are we lying to us? But I was rather condemning it. And I said, well,
okay, now let's put issues in context. Doc, let's put issues in context here. Now, Edian Abba, Asamne say, MPP Ekoyi flag bearer. And now, the OD MPP and Echo election 2024. Now, or a Muslim. And now, o candidate are all supporting on ye Muslim, or no ye Christian. And now, your Muslim now, or call election, Olusu 2024 miserably. And in contest, I can say some Christians will hardly want to vote for a Muslim. Some trust you say any Santi and a Muslim now MPP didn't call 2024. No, some Christians aren't to mano because or a Muslim minting.
About you. So me I'm say I disagree with them. It doesn't even make sense to do that.
No, but sir, in context, first of all, you
are context now. No, but in context now, can me sorry because
Mr. Kayate as empacho mami misas.
Because they are sensitive thing. Let's not joke with it. I feel the sentiment of Ali because he's being told a lie. Sorry, it was a problem. Boss, who are you? When is that one making? I condemn it. I disagree. Said all over the world, not only in Ghana, between Christians and Muslims. Even before our great grandfathers were born up to now, there has been a struggle for dominance.
There can say whether a no say battle for supremacy between Christians and Muslims or what I say here. All we asking say, we a member of parliament and now a campaign team member for Honorable Kennedy Japan 2028. O candidate a Christian. Dear occur 2024 now when we know or no you Muslim. Enti says Sebia in a certain way says a battle for supremacy in the crowd. Now walk or can say some Christians will not want to vote for a Muslim. Na ebia obiso attention can say any a sentina Bawumia winning one on tin think as some way one can't na they remember say some free one na a tough form we are and you and our control interpretation man for the better so and the one can't Gadiana Baba.
Oh, can I say, dear? Me know we are, but also what you him say, "Utie me tape na, we are tape my send ya mamu." And no chroma you be free, but they say we the romance at the public domain.
Me poka de me more tape.
Me niana.
Da me poka me more tape. Nkoma me no wadi ano pay na me gyina so bi asem. Me more tape. Me poka de me more tape. E nkoma me ni wudi ya na me gyina so me bi asem.
And I make sure we say, as American, the okay. In fact, you've made a very good point. What you say, okay, I did you are on carbon, even Papa Walker and the media no change stories. Into Kawan Kana, me no yage. If somebody comes from direction of Ubeya, but where they are taking it to say, my cassette Muslim, my SM, and you know, I'll never accept because I've never done that. Sanunti, or say, or Zongo boy, or Baby Kumi, send you used to Thrêátèn a mini problem.
Pacho,
okay.
Many Ali Kasa or Hanope on kum asem, unless I am wrong, but maintain say Ali I can't ekumasem and na on can be bia so nchire say or baba ye bonnet and not be bia etisa intimesrel. To be fair to Ali, on can kumasem biawa.
I've never done that and I will never do that.
Sticka, with the benefit of hindsight, will you admit to say Enka uhu yanka sasem no wanka?
I will admit some in Kasentia Muslims, but based on the issue you've raised now, say, okay, Kawan can I then of course, and you know the Americans say you. At the point is me Muslims. I didn't know the American I'm even me defending Muslims using the Bible and your Bible not cover Muslims. And the own person highlighting. And you want to concentrate on idea and then raise that volatility. It's not right. That's a very sensitive issue. Because
maybe mom na me raise the volatility.
But it is a very sensitive issue. Our platform is very big. I've explained why I've given the tape to you. They all can, it makes sense, but they all can, just, in my opinion, and idea, of course, with the Jones, one carbonity, Nanka, but why don't you also want the public to know that if this is what Sticka said, I'll mention it. Honorable no Jina Mio, Aziz, Nibu Fusi will be on our platforms. They send them an what's the message? Oh, bro, I'm very sorry. You do what you said. You will not even praising Muslims, but of course, we are doing politics. There's a doctor who lectures at UDS. The same story. They have all seen that. I didn't say anything. But you are making a good point that, because you support in Japan, and then Dr. Bawumia lost the election. If you had not made this statement, it would have been better. That one I agree, based on that. But I think you're emphasizing on other side that, to me, you should rather emphasize on the true and the picture and what I presented, not insulting Muslims and other things. And maybe advice, fine. But and for a true sensitive, they change stories in our country, and to be careful. But the way you are going, are you helping me or helping Ali?
Who me?
No,
Rather,
it's not fair.
It's not fair to Sticka. Sticka, don't bring this thing here. With all respect, Sticka, don't bring this thing here. Una wako ka wasem. And a mama opportunity say, chere wasemu, chere ufam. Onipa na ono wa other line Ali no can say what can say and me say mama opportunity oba wo say tape wo ho na nkofo atwetwa tape esi ani me say me more tape bia wa ha asema wo wa be kan platform iso na no pay say some Christians will not want to vote for Muslim and no na me bi say ho asem say with the benefit of hindsight enka wa anka nke be den say me ka we na me bone a I'm sorry Sticka, it doesn't work like that. One get this straight and be mindful of your communication.
That somebody who has used the Bible to praise the Muslims.
Dr. Steven Amoah, Sticka, MP. In Shaiso. Ali.
Yes, my boss.
Yes, sir. Pacho weti Sticka. Then I will chat on you.
Yes. Martin is very unfortunate. Say, Honorable Steven Amoah. Or person on far asem share your home. Yeah, interesting. The only thing that we are calling is for him to come out and apologize because the harm has already been done. I've reviewed the video several times. I've seen it. Even I've confirmed it from a lot of people. This particular program happened on last week at ATU campus. I met some of the Muslim students, the Jimsa students. They were very worried.
But Hey Ali, to be fair to Sticka too, or say, as someone or kind and Kasankasan, and yet only tape na wa bontina, Mumukutabino. Ne tape na Mumukutabine has been doctored, but original tape no, San Semana Mokano, one cancer.
So my boss, I've listened to him. He should provide the original video.
Yes, Osi number man, or send the amount.
No problem.
Yeah, number man. Only na exchange saying messages now or the original tape number bia uti original tape now what do you mean?
My boss, this particular tape before God, man and God, I have a strong conviction, and the Zongo youth movement also have a strong conviction that video is not doctored. Why am I saying so? Even some of the people from Honorable Kennedy Ajapon's camp defended that particular statement with some data. And do you know that if a member of parliament with such caliber, a prominent politician in Ghana, will make that statement with people supporting, backing it with the data, they should revisit the data very well and see the reason why their party, the MPP, lost the election. It is never about religion. The Christians are ready to vote for Bawumia. The Christians even voted for Bawumia more than the Muslims. In his particular constituency, our data here shows that in Shiaesu also, in Ashanti region, Dr. Amoah's constituency, Bawumia had votes, he pulled votes more than him. He had 35,502 votes. Bawumia had 35,648 votes. And his constituency is a predominated Christian and Akan constituency. And the Christians voted for him. In Asin South, one pastor's constituency, a pastor, Bawumia pulled votes more than the pastor. So Christians love Bawumia more than even the Muslims.
Anyway, also I hope you may young fancy about Ali. The other person may catch him on the say, Sani Mawi no. Munjai, Munkas, Munina Munkaso. You see, nema bi o ho ehyehyehye ho obi pe kwan kitu bi ase wakọ filling station petrol no hyefom obi pe matches aba kitu bi amana so no agina so e de aye ne a eni etimesere mo enema sei mamu huhum munjai.
Thank you for this advice, boss. That is the reason why we are calling for him to come out and apologize so that everything will be settled. Because in the NPP, there are Muslim MPs, there are Muslim leaders in their party, there are Muslim delegates, and even constituencies that is predominated by Muslims. So if their camp will continue in this line of religious and tribal politics, we are going to rise up. All the Muslims in Ghana, we are going, whether NDC, whether MPP, PNC, no political affiliation. We are just going to reverse this. They cannot be, if you have your policies, you have your ideas, campaign to your delegates. But for you to be saying Christians are not ready to vote, what are you insinuating? You are trying to tell the MPP delegates that they shouldn't vote for Bawumia because he's a Muslim. They should vote for Kennedy Ajapong because he's a Christian, and Christians will vote for him. That is exactly what the member of parliament is saying. So I've heard your advice. You should also accept his fault and come publicly to retract that statement and issue an unqualified apology to the Muslim community, because you are trying to tell us that no matter how ideas, the good ideas that we have, our nice policies will not be voted because we are Muslims. That means religious barriers. And in MPP or NDC, we don't see that religious barriers nowadays. This is a then policy. But in this modern politics, it's not about religion or tribe. It's about what you can do for the people. And even the MPP people, they know what caused their defeat. It's not about Bawumia, or it's not about being a Muslim or Christian. They know what caused their defeat. So you should just come out and apologize. Because as I'm speaking, a lot of Muslim people are very furious. They are very angry. I've seen the video. I've reviewed the video. I've listened to him. So he shouldn't try to defend himself by saying the video has been doctored. Who doctored the video? He should publicly post the original video on social media.
Abusiafo afede so watinsem na se enti enye easy kra emfa mastika watiase na chese stika sisi fear grips him enya agusem watiase fear panic nyenim no koridi na chese enye easy kra de ma owura no na owura ye fe no Farouk Al-Wahab, a international diplomatic consultant. Na we ama vivid explanation to Nano Friday ya anajo US call Iranian for omo camp miensa kujai bomb to ho ema omukuru anka de ba akra hanoma enkeye sorry de ba Ghana enkeye akra omotimi access ekuro no enya asem ketwa na gi obi a wonim diplomatic issues international diplomatic eba na aman entokwa aman sensema yewa Farouk Al-Wahab de wa bin mu papa na woni onuafo atwetwe nkomo wati ase oni onua FM atwetwe nkomo na mepese saa nkomo twetwe na oni onua twetwe ye no yebeti kakra na yehu babia mpempenso yehu babia Iranian and Israeli entokwa no akwaduru at this venture yenko na yenkuti sanse ni bi na yakoba na yedi na kai na atwaso yen platform so yebeso so document betum na wa like na wa share na wa subscribe to the channel for the test update.
Iran hona so make us say omo parliament say now they've given the permission that sa eye nsuo na eda ehona yede fango about 20% of wiase fango aye friend Strait of Hormuz no omo ba be blocking no na yei ene ye bisa se o how ben eba ne sen ene ye mu asisi ye ni openi Farouk Al-Wahab eba no eye wiase amayaman kita hudie penny he's on top of issues anka Al-Wahab no pay mema good morning.
What you say?
Yame adum bibia de din boko de
Bibia you okay, nyame to me.
Yeah, the uncle pons. Last week, many okasa fire. Dia ACC or Iran and Israel ntokwa we mu. Na ensu antwe wiambo. Me jemidi say what dia US for ye. Ebia on amanfo a eti anopai nim dia AC. Pacho chechrense mu mayen na ye wi a ye nto ankomo no so.
Okay, we find say this is not a news. It's an existing news, a new thing. It was written on the walls boldly. Emra Israel, Korea, or Kokoto, or Kwa attack Iran. Men forget to say, not the conversation was ongoing. My UMP said the discussions was in the air. It was a low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
No, some of us didn't say, they are ebeba. And he's saying, from last year, and I said almost nearly is over a year, Israel starting a campaign on Hamas. And now we extended the core Hezbollah in Lebanon. And now what try said, almost be used to another system also to overthrow the hardened Assad government regime. Israel bit many access also to operate for Syria. And to take Assad, you know, it makes it quite easier for Israel to use the Syrian belt and also the airspace of Syria to hit Iran very easier. Why and how? Meaning, said, the location of Israel, or Arabian Peninsula, and also the Middle East, to honor. So, Iran, or far over Syria, it is quite easier in terms of security, any then area zone security permissions. Any country, on the man acquire, I'm going to use the military. I'm even to be fly over. It was in Syria, and this thing was not yesterday. And no, Bashar,
Omar al-Bashar.
Yes, ne papa no for more than 30-40 years, holding on the grips of power of Syria. And then I'm Israel, I'm America. Omantiman call Iran. Following the only Iran for years, it was Syria's block of the airspace. Now, we also recognize that Syria, no, that was strong army and they also good in the air. It's not they didn't want to risk. They can't nuclear. There's just a nuclear internet fight now. Israel near Musa to all nuclear heads are now will be.
Oh, will be.
How many countries know nuclear heads?
US
Why
will
the
be.
nuclear heads of US or what? France or what?
South Korea.
South Korea or what? North Korea also or what? A lot of countries, take him in, they are not revealing, but the Western world knows that they all have a race. Japan will be a race, will be an cancer. And the question here again is why Iran? Why Iran? Because they see it to be one of the biggest Arabian country with a strong force, our large army. And they repeatedly said, Israel, let's say, Iran, about wipe Israel from the Palestine enclave, and that's Arabian enclave, because of the Palestine. And the Israel so accuse Iran, said, only the sponsor terrorism, rebellion, and all manner of things are also within the region. Out of that, almost the existence of Iran, and now say Iran, in assistance to all those perceived by them, rebel groups, including Hezbollah and Hamas. But the root cause, I will be the and say, Hamas, why let's say Hamas?
Okay.
These are things that Israel person so back at Hamas was not organizational. Hamas now not Hamas. Hamas was an organization formed in 1987. But excuse me to say that Israel and America.
Of course.
Only Hamas say on terrorize, non-disable, yes, Arafat. Say yes, Arafat, any PLO, don't mean gain Palestine as a state. And this has a history. You ain't come for the sake and purpose of your time. But the reality of the matter is that Israelis know how Oman Kasa training Hamas. Israelis knows how Omiyo bunker Edima Hamas no they had yes Arafat. And she said, what is mosquito? Now they got a 2 feet, that's a own thing one. So bring you back out. And Israel also has a political side of the fact that Bibi Netanyahu
Yeah.
Only the Israeli Prime Minister wako 3 times in the Israeli history.
Yeah.
Out of all their 34, no. Wako back to back. But let us not also forget that anytime an Israeli Prime Minister, Israel has a gun in the air, no. Israeli elections. Maybe Netanyahu, Oba 1990s, Oba the first one. Then the president Oba 3 years or Sabbath 2 years. The last, the Palestine issue of Kofabaya, Netanyahu was going to jail over a corruptible practice and other corruption-related issues. Until you sue the Palestine act is happening, and or dictate what is happening, and are prolonging the Israeli Knesset, which is the parliament of Israel, will be what because Israel is on war.
Wow.
No power. And so far, Hezbollah, Israel in so more harder. The Israel taking advantage to enter Hezbollah deep inside Lebanon. Our very weak army, because Lebanese army is one of the smallest in the region, one of the weakest, because only arms, only ammunition, only weapons. Israel acquire 50 kilometers to Damascus. Your friend is Beirut and Mujahid. And Syria and Mujahid. But yes, 58 years, 58 years at Israel, Arab-Israeli war, and the same thing, what the Jordan, or the Syria, and Egypt, or Kaumi and Sabum, 58 years in June.
Yeah.
And on Omokoye, on this Thursday, or say, more than 450 aircraft, and sign a U.S. president, on the almost 3 months, while you be a monabetida, Jimmy Carter, and the water, almost government said. Then pay solutions into one another solution, and they are making sure that Tanto a prove and indeed we were able to make peace in 1978 where Israel, Palestine, Israel, and their friends, Egypt, and Jordan, and we now. And then in Israel, Egypt, a Kwanan Topano, a one another problem no war. And then in Israel, Jordan, and Topano war. Other than Israel, Syria, and Topano war. That Palestine, the minor of it now. The difference in it, wait to me Israeli state, wait to me my Palestine state, Papa, and then the resolve into this major crisis. Now you made mention said America of course support so. There's no doubt. President Trump about the first term, no. About the first term after your friend is saying Obama, no. It was very bold, written on the wall. Only Bibi Netanyahu in your rift. Yes. But don't forget, sir, the Republican Party, President Trump down on most of their stances and hardliners they are 100% typical right-wing Israelis. Which President their friend Trump, the appointment now. Typical hard Israelis in our cabinet. And it was quite easier. Sir, that Edenia on image Netanyahu, making Roma make now President Trump was also buying Likud Party and the way Israel and a Republican and also in the war US war. Every time they are Likud government, Bibi Netanyahu, Ariel Sharon, Menachem, Ehud Barak, they are not one state, not a liberal. Apart from Israeli Labour Party, any party be about Israel. Kadema, and your friend says, yes, I keep. Israel as conservative parties, the last time to make the prime minister popular. And to me, I'm not surprised. Why Bibi Netanyahu, not a political career, he used the Palestine to revive. Okay. I'm not the strongest. And luckily enough, for the second coming of Trump, what changing? Because Trump himself, when Netanyahu rift the first time, whereas Netanyahu branded Trump said, on your smart, on your fire, blah, blah, blah. But you say, they are body. And if Israel is in the air, America has nothing to do than to head or be helpful. Because of Israel, in American fleet, the carriers, the bombardiers, the vessels, the war, that fleet in the peninsula, and because of Israel, to protect Israel, and of course also their interest. Any contractor, Omni Saudi Arabia, contractor omni Kuwait, contractor omni Oman, contractor omni Emirates. So we are protecting the region perceived to be under the threat of Iran and Iraq. So when America took out Iraq, almost say the next government waka region now, Arab forum or Americans so able to mean be also making business, Iran. And to let us do the deal. Now show the dynamics and the where Israel to call a country will be enemy say Iran so on a small country in terms of arms.
Yeah.
On a easy joke. The Israel was able to penetrate and go under the radar and then create that kind of sophisticated bombings, These are things that from intelligence point of view, it should only emanate from inside either than outside set. Because at that time Israel, if what they are saying is true, and yet F-35 from the core. So how were they able to strike with precision? It me free the Iranian airspace undetected.
Neighbors so.
What's that?
Neighbors so.
They are about 1,000 something
miles away.
They went there and they were able to succeed. That tells you, sir. Over time, Saturday, 2 weeks ago, President Trump in the first speech, or say American come, American could be, on Hong Kong, Congo DHAB. Name say Iran retaliated, America will jump into the battle. Well, I say, we know, say, America Congress, whether US will join or not, and I said, 3 days today, Friday night, I America quiet. And the whole thing seemed to be said. It was a fair orchestration because Israel for acquire the fair down blue, the major one, America, that is how they always play the game in the Middle East.
I see.
And it's a very sad story, but the word to me, we don't need this.
Misa, oh, said the Persian Gulf plays a key role. We as crude need trade. But that's sorry, say Yemen so say they are going to support Iran. Now, yenim baby a Yemen war. Omoda the Zeus kana no pepepe. Yenim opposite them Eritrea and Somalia for ayapakegua. The bases US base for France for the I mean the number of base what this stretch if say Yemen your see or yo and they are really going to support Iran. We know what could happen at the entrance of the Suez Canal, which more trade from Asia, PM war, USS and the European effort. What are we to expect when Yemen says, I'm supporting Iran and then I'll scale up my support? What are we to expect?
Okay, let me tell you that Yemen or friend solidarity talk. Yemen would need that strong army.
Okay.
Because don't forget the Yemen and Kazano, United States in Saudi Arabia, and I'm Omo Hutis, Oma destroy Yemenese government. And the Yemenese government is struggling because they have rebellion, terrorism, and almost a struggle with governance because of the coup.
Yeah, we did
Saudi Arabia Yemenese political and Omo anti the nationalist Yemenese party. Yemen, Yemen is a list of the worries. Countries that will be stressed so no step up so can be and other Kumbia and the problem by Russia, China, North Korea. But countries are our region, the Persian Peninsula, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Armenia itself. Those are the countries, only close to the region. All of them, only military capacity, and yet they are very strong. And almost as Persians, they don't have that kind of Kurdistan money at that let me call it financial difficulties. Oman strong. If all of them, name say Russia said, I will not allow this. And I said China said no. America and then this thing should back off. Yes, of course SPC media no problem. As it happens in the peninsula and the Suez Canal now, don't forget a BBD America for I imagine say almost dominate on.
Yeah.
The canal will be also guide the vessels for Japan for Russia for so will be to know China forces to call vessels to international waters.
Of course.
No man's land, and you'll be idea. No more Africans, the young Bobeka Hornscano, Yakran, the Horn, Djibouti, and Eritrea.
Eritrea,
to me, of course. But ever from that canal, never Indian Ocean anymore, Baba. Africa, anybody, we are not, but the reality is that we won't talk about this region will be affect you.
Yeah. But me,
affect you.
Mami for we mbisa. If say Iran kase the Strait of Hormuz no, omo ba ye, they've said that they were going to block it. If they block it, we know that the 20% of air world crude now, if you are by over 20 billion a day barrels no, you say most of them air China. And so if say omo block China will suffer. Do you think China in the midst of that would come out strongly?
Okay, let me tell you, that's the political side of it. You must say Russia and Ukraine as also Omutron crude, serious one. Then say America, UK, the whole European Union, and the Western powers will not sanction Russia over Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
Russia or that on the oil. What about gas? Russia on the supply 85% of gas to Europe.
Yeah.
Because business like America and Europe requires supply gas and almost say any Russia gas in Ottoman Germany. No. About Russia are not allowed to preach on the your friend is
market European
so transfer into oil and gas no to this kind of fine. These are political talks. When it comes to that side of it, Iran bet my protest it. Obey the but Iran has him so Otuma. Also no when say that's the sepa they also they are cashing in.
Of course.
And when you do Otum so Obetum on any oil no so be fine no cotton when you ska and they are pumping into the fight and to Obe won it politically. Obe won it aggressively in terms of your friend war Unibia. But particularly no enya dia obeye. And oye na gin so obeye anything biana or the bekwa block no. Don't forget the United States and Israel air. And then the air dominance already in home class will be breaking the limbs of Iran. No block Tanana, they will destroy it. America will be destroyed. But I don't think the Iran will get to that side because fight, and then almost large vessels now on the oil export and call. And Americans carefully, Israelis carefully, they are targeting military installations. They are not targeting the oil side. Only to be affect you. America also to oil nibi.
Of course.
Me no can say cry. Like I said, brokers deliver Iran oil to America. Meanwhile, America bomb boom. And when it comes to world order and world politics, Papa, omo kwamunya womu. And politics no more play. They are also weapons. Air on weapons. Omo higher weapons you release, Companies, Niama almost sell no Niama almost destroy no. Baba, bombs no F-35 money B-22 money other no. What we say one individual company or be private company. And in Tokwana man no na bombs no ombe. But your bombs are the breakfast. And when you see war say escalate here, and only the political side, say you want conformity. And your companies be, and your way they deals in arms trade, they deals in military fighters, jet fighters. That much is meaning an unconformed broker. And this Antopanic Basana, and they say ICBM, you tobacco $1.2 million. Company are producing ICBM for the past 5 years, $1 billion. Papa is saying workers only you overcome, and to war is business. And don't say, when you're children, I said, you see one now. Papa, you are joking. It is not like what you see. People are doing business.
I see. Matias. Uncle Farouk Yen Fancy and was a pass. Yamenka also. Farouk Al Wahab, a international diplomatic consultant. Anytime, any day, your tone suffer now. Or J and Peneso, any dean como.
Enti astronomy no ekunto kwa asase mum ena ne ho kire no. Entokwa ya Israeli any Iranian for enye US for de omo akwaje mu. abusuafo na kyese Africa ye na problem no ebesoa ye papa because ye na yen hihye ye kuru ye na sebi obusi benya do ye bolele sulala entokwa bi na ni bebi ana akai ena me no kase sise ye petrol ye fango bo enye easy aye de ye bompa ise ye enkosoro because sankofo yo mo kontokwa iranian foi na mo yesa fango omunye sa crude oil edibi eye petrol ma yen so yetimi yeden ye kodi bi ba adwaman so beton na se sankofo na sa be ntokwa ijada ho ya you can imagine where will be our stance but ye bompa ise enko nanim na ntokwa eto betwa brɛo bibi etimi akoso but no kwase me wo mi se USD. In fact, the treaty no more signing countries are signing treaty no on best sanction US because Russia Ukraine me kai say eba ema Russia for mo sanction mo papa enya asem ketwa what you say but ni na mu no yegusu a de ye hwese sa sanction e be kwa ma US because and bomb na Trump koto ye no enkana at the US parliament mo hwese nka ombebubu hu so de ombegima no mo fo mo ngimi ena yete ya ne se omoku gyae ato honom ama omukuru etimi ayede ade ne butu enya asem ketwa na yembra stika eni zongo youth yi eso unim krom ha wo ade ba ko a yedidi agro eye Christian Muslim issues yete honom yente ne boni o yeni nkramofuo enni sebi yeni nkramofuo enni asem saadie we etimi makuru edane butu saadie we etimi makuru edane butu enti metise obi compare Christian Muslim na emiya se me oti yanti doti yeso onwasi kire stika nsema kan ye bia na nyesa na okire but said na wo kan ko phobia transfer ko keka na emu asieni because of say ya manyo se be politics ntina phobia transfer keka na emu asieni mo yibi afirim ama eni na fa pepepe enti no wonam ho nyina no ho ye nkofo ahi but enke bia asema stika kan yi nanka enye discriminatory words and as discriminatory statement na omeke na mum enka bom na asundwe ntia but enei hwede akosi eti nka me no wa sede no na ya kasika se sede me koho ena mankoho de ende nka otina baby kwa nka beboa okoho koye de o kan sasem ne ye de ye politicians mama yensunya saade no sede bia na ye politics we ye Christian leader we ye Muslim leader hwan even general election no kwa no me say NDC for nobody now say ono kwa Bawumia ne di kankan so ye kramoni nti nkramofo nyina ntoma no ena NDC for so me say me nso me ye Christopher nyina ntoma no ye hwede ye ko saade ne mboa ye pomani kanko anyo man titimu ye pomai ni yedie anyo man fobo ye pomai no animko anyo man eye watiase etini se ko ba se mo sori na mu kika we na se kina bi no zongo fo bi no ma se bi ebusi bi nya do mu nya botre sori e Kristo fo so ho no ma ye ni omo aso na ti zongo ye ni omo na ti zongo ye ni omo na di mansa ye ni omo na se bi asemba yi da ye ko di mansa ye ko di jehas omo aso ba ye nche abujamu bufu ade na politicians mo pesa mo ka Ghana butu sa munja sa de nemboa ye ni Christopher ni asem ye ni Muslim fo ni asem ya yeti kuruma yetene felso enti sansem no munja aka no man no ya so medwie enti stika next time me ka bio brabo nti be pa achew se wa pa achew so dia na chese no ano because ye mpese ye beti sa Christian Muslim ntokwa ye ni pa ba ko ni ti kuruma obi atwa obi ahom mugya beba Christopher ye ko mu fie ko didi ye ko Muslim for mo bai fie bi didi ye nyina ye nipa baako enti mugya saade no na ye ntimi nye de emfukichiro man no na oman chichire nye discriminatory unity nka bom ye nsom no ani nipa enti mugya saade na mbo abusia fa comment tum like share na foforo enye bi hanom eya number 1 authentic platform negative mame fo wonsi obade ne adum besen ehia median mega macro bibia bye bye.